Sarah, I'm sorry, but I have forgotten to start a recording.
Oh, any problem, don't worry.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, let's go. The element, we can see the element of AQUATIME pack are 2 glasses, 1 sensor module, and 1 battery check. Well, AQUATIME is a Danish product for the prevention of dehydration in older people. AQUATIME provides insight into when and how much fluid is ingested. AQUATIME hard workers can read the result with great accuracy on the glass, smartphones, tablets, and computers. The professional can have overview of the fluid intake of many elderly people in an online platform. The purpose of the project was to test the AQUATIME glasses in a real environment in order to collect the relevant feedback to improve the device and the online platform. For the correct use of the device, we must put the glass under the table and pour liquid into it. It's important to know that we can drink all types of liquid, hot or cold, and the user can see the average of the consumption on the online platform. We can see an average for 7, 14, or maybe 13 days ago. In addition, we can see when, how much, and what time our user had drunk. The pack includes some LEDs and loudspeakers so that it can give reminders to the user if the consumed liquid volume is lower than planned. Finally, battery lifetime is under normal use 5 days or less, and can be recharged simply by a power cable. Sorry. Maybe some people are speaking. Okay.
Sorry.
Yes. In the 2020 pandemic, we made a pilot study in Extremadura when 15 users used the AQUATIME solution for 2 months. We involved 5 older people, 5 elderly people's relatives, and 5 healthcare professionals. During the pilot, we observed that users had increased their intake of liquid. Finally, we asked them about the glass, and we received a good feedback. Overall, using AQUATIME solution was beneficial for the user. Taking into account the success of the device, the AQUATIME company was created. So now we are carrying out a new pilot study in a nursing home in Extremadura. We have involved 13 users, and they are drinking in AQUATIME glass for 3 months. We want to improve their level of hydration. We would like to know if the device is adequate for this group of population or not. In the new pilot, we are using a new version of the AQUATIME glass. The company has modified the AQUATIME glass, taking into account the feedback obtaining in the previous pilot. For example, they changed the material of the glass. Original, it was made of crystal, and now it is plastic. With that change, AQUATIME's company has created a lighter a lighter and more secure glass. For the reason, we think that the perceived easier use will be so thank you so much. I leave my contact detail here. I look forward to question. Thank you.
Very much, Sarah. It was very interesting and I'm sure very, very useful innovation. And we will be eager to learn some more about it in the future.
Okay.
You should keep us updated. Okay, now I would like to give the word to Alexandru from IASH.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Do you want to share, or I think I can share?
No, Alenka, you can share. It's okay.
Okay.
I hope we have the same slides.
I guess we do you see it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Please go
So
ahead.
thank you, Alenka. Hello, everyone. My name is Alexandru Pleșoianu. I'm Innovation and Technology Transfer Officer at MAVIS, Center for Innovation and Technology Transfer, founded by Regional Operational Program 2014-2020 and implemented by University of Medicine and Pharmacy Grigore Tepopa in Iași, Romania. We aim to create an innovation infrastructure and technology transfer for the silver economy. We are looking to bridging the gap between research community, innovators, entrepreneurs, economy, and end user in order to help innovate the products for our seniors, to translate research into economy, and to contribute to the improvement of active and healthy aging population. We have some success factors that we are looking to highlight today to bring innovation to have successful innovation into active and healthy aging. And is our scope for our institution to have success in bringing innovation in this field. If I have to resume in one word, that will be perseverance. I started in 2019 as a volunteer at the university with this project, and I was working with no payment for the last 3 years for this project, and almost every day I was coming to the office, and together with my colleagues we were persevered in doing this, and we finally succeeded. And if you believe in something and you persevere, you will find a way. Maybe you don't know how to have success, what you have to do at the beginning, but if you continue to be there and to involve, in the end everything will align, and you will learn on this route. But if I have to detail more, we have 4 labs here. We conceive everything in order to have success in this innovation to reach the market. And we have 4 labs, and for first lab, evidence-based medicine and living lab, we are looking to discover what is the problem. We are looking over the problem space. Of course, first you have to put the diagnostic before you treat somebody, and also we are looking to not only to look at the numbers. We want to measure, but also to use empathy. And first are people. in our team, it's very important to have passionate people that are looking to go further, to win in no matter how hard is the situation. And also we are looking to encourage everyone to go there in the field where the end user is, and to see what is their problems, what to feel them, to see the unmet needs. Most of the researchers are not in the end user group, so they are younger. And if you are not going there to see their life, you will miss some very important aspects. So empathy is our first key factor. And the next step in our innovation process, in the concept development, we have the innovation lab, where we have the keyword openness. We are looking to have here to be open to the wildest ideas, and to look to quantity in ideas, not to quality in this step. And everyone, we look for a diverse team regarding the profession, from clinicians, engineers, from economics, and students and elderly people. We bring together them, and we brainstorm, and every idea is welcome at the beginning. And after this, we choose, and we try some variants what are looking best. And here, as I said, the open-minded is very important. At the next step, when we prototype, we bring to material world the concept. We are looking to just do it. Don't wait for perfect solution. Don't wait for machining in titanium or in gold, or doesn't matter. You can have a scissor and the paper. You start doing something. Because it's the success of on this step is to iterate, to have iteration, to bring something to material world as fast as possible, and to improve in an iterative manner. And the last step for our innovation process, when we test and we are looking to validate, we have the X-Care lab from experimental cardiorenal laboratory here, because we have this kind of stuff in our team. And here we are let go the creativity and the wilderness of innovation, and we are looking for being very serious with our results, and to have the regulatory thinking in mind, because we are deliver most of the products are health related products, so it's very important to be as accurate as possible. Yeah, so that's it all from my side. Thank you very much for invitation, and I'm very interested to see the other talks further. Thank you, Alenka.
Thank you very much, Alexandru. It was very, very inspiring. And I think this is the only right way to be successful, to work also with your heart, not only with your mind and hands. It's really, really very inspiring. And I hope we can do something together also in the future, some other project or somewhere.
With pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we will move to Slovenia. I just need to lose this. We are going to hear the next presentation, which is from company Parsec from Slovenia. It is this one.
I can share also.
Okay, it's
If you,
I just got it, I think.
okay.
We had I'm fighting with this slides, but I got it now, I think. Presentation and share. Okay. Bravo me. Gregor, the word is yours.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to hear from you.
Thank you. So yes, Gaspar Čehovin, coming from Parsec, we are a provider of collaboration tools, collaboration solutions in the field of e-health, specializing in the long-term diseases, mainly, so serving mainly for the outpatients. In the cases directly, but in most cases indirectly connected also with the elderly care. Before going into the presentation of the innovation and our use case, just a few words about our company. So our main, let's say, specific and something unusual is that we are not present on a domestic market. Our primary markets are two, Netherlands and UK. This is why these two we realized that we need much more prerequisites to really name a market as our opportunity. So it must be in terms of legal compliance, infrastructure, and also healthcare policy on a real high level in order to really become something which we would be interested, since this collaboration, this e-health, in other cases, or definitely in our cases, things would move really slow. We identify a few two use cases. One is coordinated care, and the other one the collaborative decision making. Both use cases are let's say hosted and are positioned on top of our Vitali platform. And let's now focus on this collaborative decision making, or which are called in the international environment also MDT, multidisciplinary team meetings, or in Slovene Konzili. So it is a tool which helps clinicians to have multidisciplinary meetings in a more efficient way. Right now, they all need to be in one room. They all need to be without any preparation. They have 2-3 minutes for a patient, and to take really important decisions about the surgeries and so on, and dealing with a very limited information, since, as you know, the information systems in the healthcare are not integrated or just partially integrated. So in many cases, things are in analog analog formats, so on papers. So these papers are not consistent, and definitely the clinicians which are on such meetings, they are not having enough information. With our platform, with our tool, we enable this team of clinicians to really take the decision in a proper way on a much higher level, since we are integrating and connecting all the patient data from all the information systems. We offer all the data already in advance, before the meeting, in order to let clinicians to prepare themselves, comment, discuss already prior to the meeting, and offer them then that this meeting can be in the virtual way, so through as a teleconference. We are integrated with all the DICOMs, with all the all the interoperability backbones. We do have all the API. So it is a real plug and play solution which can be established on top of the existing whatever existing infrastructure in the hospitals. This is especially important in the cancer care, since cancer care, as you know, it's always treated on a regional level, as in Slovenia, also in all other European countries, and this is very much stimulated by European Union. Yeah, this definitely includes several information systems when treating just one and deciding regarding the treatment on just one patient. Going forward on a second slide, Alenka was very explicit, so 2 slides, no more. Definitely our success and also what triggers our growth and offer us much more opportunities. So as said, we do have two markets, UK and Netherlands, but our progress is as everything in e-health slow, and we are really pushing to enter also in new region. For now, we are in 2 regions in UK and in 2 regions in and we have 2 clinical centers in Netherlands, and there are quite just on these 2 markets where we do have everything compliant. We still have a lot of opportunities, and what triggers our future growth is definitely the benefits. We improved the outcomes for patients for 35%. We are definitely optimized costs, minimized efforts. In case of efforts, lower down for 33% and lowering down costs for 573 man hours per MDT per year. So this is something which we present on each and every opportunity, and which is also leading us more than all the features and AI decision support features which we are also offering in our solution. Thank you. If there are any questions, please just come up with them.
Thank you very much, Gasper. It's I think we are going to have opportunities for collaboration, and one of the goals of the workshops is really that people from different regions come to know each other, to know what others are doing, and then maybe unite their forces in the new project. Since everybody is very much occupied with their own work, sometimes we do not have time to work and discuss, and also with COVID times, we did not have enough opportunity to meet person to person. And this is the biggest source of good ideas and good collaboration. So when you were mentioning Netherlands,
yep.
Now we are moving to Netherlands. Thank you. I'm inviting Kees Otto to present their innovation. Otto, the floor is yours. Do you see?
Yep.
Oh, you were muted. Sorry. Okay. Okay.
Sorry. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to address you here with some of the ideas we are working on. I give you a short affiliation. I'm at the University of Twente in the Netherlands, eastern part of the country, right on the German border. I hold there a position as an associate professor in a medical cell biophysics group. And along the way, I've also become founder and CTO, but presently also CEO of HybridScan Technologies. So what we do within the company is we look at Raman microscopy to solve outstanding issues in measurement demand. And since I'm in a medical cell biophysics group, it's mainly focused at medical problems. My academic background is in chemistry, but I specialized quite a bit into the direction of physics. And when I became a graduate student here at the University of Twente, I encountered engineering problems, and I started to engineer my own Raman solutions. And I always applied that to biomolecules originally, but later on, as the technology became more mature, to single cells, tissues, and of course, then also, once I had my position here, developed lots of other types of Raman spectroscopy, for instance, the coherent Raman thing. One of the key things is also to look into development of hybrid microscopies, and that's where the name of my company stems from, HybridScan Technologies, because I think if you integrate in a clever way multiple methods in microscopy, you can just learn more of a sample. And this, well, my original project for the company was integrating Raman for scanning electron microscopy, which we have been applying academically and which we have actually sold. But my second product is more related to our meeting today. It involves a Raman system for an application in a hospital, a diagnostic application. When I, a couple of years ago, was approached by medical doctors to improve their diagnosis, they had a need to recognize crystals in synovial fluids in an improved way. And the first idea was to improve the detection of, yeah, you can go to the second slide.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. So the idea was to look first into gout and pseudo-gout, which are both resembled by two different types of crystals, namely a urate crystal and a calcium phosphate crystal. And the doctors had a method to distinguish those crystals. But for urate, it was actually quite good. It had an 80% success rate in the hands of well-trained doctors, so, which is pretty good. But for pseudo-gout, it was more of a problem where they got stuck at less than 50% of a success rate in properly assigning those crystals. So we started to think about that, and obviously, to my mind, Raman came up because Raman spectroscopy is an excellent technique to recognize crystals and even to distinguish polymorphs of atomically the same composition of crystals. So we started to do that with students, and this was immediately a success. The doctors became more and more enthusiastic. And we started to look for money. Now, this took a long time because I'm just a sort of technology jock. So people will immediately distrust me when I ask for money because I will spend it on my hobbies. That's more or less the accusations that you're confronted with. But the medical doctors were successful in attracting money, because they are medical doctors and they serve the patient's need, and which is a much more appreciated point of view also by people who are distributing money or even investors, which we haven't had on board yet. But the fact that you have doctors on board who really believe in the technology that you are creating makes all the difference. So we have now developed this machine that you can see in the right-hand position. My PhD student is working on the machine there in the hospital. So this is a prototype version, but it looks already quite pleasant because I thought while developing this was a demand. I just don't want to build just a single prototype. Ultimately, I want to build something on which we can develop a product that looks good to the eye and is amenable to the hospital environment. So this is a system that works on 220 volts. That's the only thing. It takes 15 minutes to install. And then you start testing the installation, and then, well, you hope that it's working. And so far, since I've installed only one, it has been working in 100% of the cases. But that's no statistics, of course. So what it offers is a high degree of automation, because I wish doctors to be able to work with it, but also other medical trained personnel, not necessarily medical doctors. So it should be easy to use. Then it should be able to work in daylight. It has a tabletop size, which was one of my own demands, but I think that's now really appreciated by the hospitals. And it doesn't demand any special infrastructure. So that's what we have achieved already in this prototype. It has a very easy sample mounting, which is not automated at the moment. You need actually somebody to do that for you. But that has to be done somewhere in the future, where you can mount just cassettes of samples, so that you can even run 24 hours a day the analysis. And furthermore, the interpretation, of course, nobody likes to look at Raman spectra, although that has been my hobby for the last few decades or so. So I really like it, but of course, no medical person will want to look at the Raman spectra. So it's AI assisted for the interpretation of the spectra that we get. So that's all already on board in the computer that drives the instrument, and so that's there. What it does then is it improves the certainty of diagnosis. I think we can achieve for the gout and the pseudo-gout case towards 100%. And this can be 99%, 99.9%, but I am always a little bit careful with saying 100%, because that's where you have lost any possibility for error. So it could be 99.9%, and I think we will be right. This is, of course, because Raman spectroscopy is an objective physical method which just characterizes the spectra of crystals. And so it's a physics argument that you can bring to birth to make your diagnosis. And that will immediately lead to improved patient care. Yeah, the sort of number of times that patients will return to hospitals will be much more limited. There's a much better treatment from the outset, because you start with the right therapy for the right crystal. That means that you have a faster recovery to mobility for the patients, which, let's say, broadly speaking, are rheumatology patients. Yeah, so if they have problems with their joints and cannot walk anymore, or cannot use their hands anymore, things like that. And I think ultimately this will also reduce the sick time, which is, of course, of general importance to society, because then people can become active again in their own profession. So I think so far we have achieved a team success, which is the installation of a functioning prototype in a clinical environment. And as far as I know, this is the first Raman system in the Netherlands, actually in a clinical environment. At the present, not allowed to assist the doctors in their diagnosis, because it's not a medically certified instrument, but that's obviously something that we want to move towards to. So I think some of the next steps are a learning phase. That's what we are doing right now. In fact, I have to say, since the last almost 2 months that we are running the system in a hospital, it's also a discovery phase, because we discover so many other things in our synovial fluids. It's astounding. It's also scientifically now becoming really, really interesting. And also the connections that has with how people live their lives, what kind of food they eat, do they eat healthy food or non-healthy food, have they been in contact with all sorts of minerals and plastics. We have found now about 30 new particles in the synovial fluids And the real scientific question becomes actually, are they affecting the quality of our life? Do they make us sick? Do they cause inflammation? So for some of the particles, we are now also running that kind of research. The other thing that we have to do now, we have achieved this success, but now we have to actually think about the business plan. And we are doing that with the medical doctors. We have like 7 other people on board who think with us, who understand that much better than myself, because I'm just mostly I'm a researcher, academic person. And of course, I've been running my company for about 10 years. So I know a little bit about running a company. But I also feel that I lack a lot of understanding that I can gain from other people. So I love to work in larger teams. And then, of course, at the moment we are working on the technical validation. And then, of course, this will be continued with clinical validation and the comparison to the present gold standard. And the present gold standard, I can already give away that we will approach this 100%. With respect to the numbers, the previous number that I mentioned for the gold standard. And if we can go to the third slide, I've sort of summarized the success factors, which I think is interesting. This is just my path that I walked together with the team that I've been working in. But I think it's very important to have the right technology for the medical question at hand. There should be a real interest from medical doctors. So everybody should be committed for many years to an endeavor. And I've been lucky to find those medical doctors. And we are working now together with one of the medical doctors I've been working for the last 8 years, and with the other one for the last 4 years. So we're all in it for the long run. Then, of course, there's the communication issue. Always dare to ask, I don't understand you, can you explain that to me again? Because doctors have a different language than my common language. So there's a development of fruitful communication is very nice. Mutual confidence that is building in the process is very important. Ultimately, you need a capable team technical team to deliver on your promises to the hospital, because otherwise we're wasting each other's time. So I love to work, my own company is an SME, but I love to work with other SMEs because I can't cover all the necessary technology issues. So I love to work with other SMEs, and also that is great to have such a multidisciplinary team. Well, the development then must address the need of patients. And that's why we reached out also to the Reuma Netherlands. This is a patient foundation, represents the interest of patients. And they were extremely helpful and also enthusiastic. And they really thought that we were going the right way. So we are now more systematically working together with them to continue in this process. Well, I myself am at the Knowledge Center, the University of Twente, so that's obviously important, especially within a more complex technique like Raman spectroscopy. And what I think was very important also, that the hospital supported the ambitions of the medical doctors. So they were not frustrated in any sense by sort of limitations imposed by the hospitals. And that means the directorate of the hospitals. They were allowed to spend time on this. The hospital was also helpful with offering financial support to the doctors. So that's all, that's nice if you can have that to maintain your team. And ultimately for the future, money is an issue, but I would like to extend it a little bit also. Broader collaborations with other rheumatology centers in Europe would be fantastic to sort of extend the applicability of this technique and transfer it to more clinical centers. So I think this is about it. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much. It was really, really a good presentation of how the world is becoming more complex and that we cannot really do a good job one without the other.
Absolutely.
Because it's and also interdisciplinarity is coming into, and I'm glad you're a chemist because I'm a chemist too.
So it's a good choice.
I think it's quite right. So maybe we could do also something with Slovenia, but I think you have the good audience, so I'm sure somebody will come forward and
Wonderful.
would like to collaborate also in this field.
Yeah.
Thank you very much again. And now we are going to move to Croatia.
Hi.
We have Ivana Ostojic with us. Just go to, here you are.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for the invitation. What I'm going to present is the 100% Croatian service provided. So the application was developed by and in coordination with Croatian doctors and also by the Croatian IT companies, and it's one of the success stories, and I think the good practice that you will find interesting. So 2 years ago, there was a need from one of our private clinical hospitals to develop some board for hypertension patients or monitoring blood pressure. So they started working with the IT company and also with their specialist, and what they developed is the application or digital assistant, which is called Maggie. Why Maggie? Why not some other name? Actually, during the preparation and testing with the patients, they discovered that both female and male patients in the group responded much better and had shown that they trust more to female medical staff. So hence the icon, but also something which maybe goes in favor of all the ladies present today. That actually, if the medical staff is female, that they show more compassion and that the patients have better relationship. And one of the requisites, and also what later we showed as a result, was that patients accepted the application. So initially it was tested on 80 patients because clinic wanted to do the fine tuning. So how the application works? It's very simple. You just have to install it on your smartphone, and all the communication with the application goes through WhatsApp, Telegram, Viber. So almost everybody of us has at least one. Most of us have all of 3 of those apps already installed, and it's used as a primary consultation to gather all the data before the patient goes to the doctor's office. Because what we did at the beginning of the project, we measured how much time a typical exam takes from the doctor, and also what are the constraints. And it turned out that on the average, it's 22 minutes to do the measuring and around 15 minutes for the doctor to talk with the patient, discuss, communicate some details. When we started and when we developed the Maggie, this time, which was around 43 minutes, came down to 4 minutes per patient. Plus, there is no need for the patients to go to the clinic. They can do everything from the comfort of their own homes, which is also another important issue, both for the doctors but patients, because they all save time. So actually what proved that it shortens the time of the exams. Secondly, therapy adjustment was significantly quicker. You all know that typically when you have a patient with hypertension, you schedule them for every 6 months, they will come for some consultations, then you'll do the measurements of the blood pressure, other parameters, and then you will change the therapy. With application, doctors were able to immediately access all data. Also, the application works that it has the signals all alarms if the patient goes, if the pressure is even higher, or if anything happens to the patient. So actually, doctors were able to do and adjust the drugs within typically 2 to 3 weeks. So this also saved a lot of time for both of them. And what is actually will happen that it can save almost 80% of patient doctor time even in the future, because patient now does not have to come every 6 months. Doctor can check the medical records what Maggie provided, and also then Maggie through the application sends the messages to the patients. Also, it has various reminders. For instance, reminder for the patients to measure the blood pressure at certain point of time, and automatically all those reports are sent to the doctors. And if doctor sees that there is anything that has to be adjusted or changed or any emergency, he can either call the patient directly via video message or video call, or even if needed, it can alert emergency services. And the third, which is, I would say, maybe even much more important benefit, is that it helps to establish and maintain good relationship between patient and the doctor. What patient said about Maggie, that she's very polite, that she is answering promptly, giving them the answers to the questions that maybe they even are not going to ask the doctor. So the application showed that it's useful, but behind the development of the application, it was not just let's do application, but we also had a team of psychologists who analyzed to which language the patients are going to respond. So actually the language in the communication between Maggie and the patient is adjusted and mimics the typical language between the medical staff and the patient. Alenka, can we move to the next one? Okay, so this is the chart which represents some data that patients send through the application, and it's analyzed by the doctor. So the doctors can see if at certain days or certain hours the blood pressure had risen. Can we move to next?
Yeah, just a second.
Okay,
Yes,
no
here we are.
problem.
Good.
Okay, and here you can see how the communication looks like. So actually it's very simple, and all of the patients within literally 1 or 2 days started communication. So typically, according to the patient needs, Maggie would send in the morning reminder around 7:30. Please monitor your blood pressure. Then if patient would have any questions, Maggie would automatically answer. In case that Maggie did not have the answer in the database, then the video call with the doctor would be scheduled at the earliest possible time. So actually it really shortened and improved the quality of life of the patients and help a lot of time, but also the money for the doctors. So this is what we wanted to present with you. Since the development, the application was being used by now over 300 patients in Magdalena Clinic. And also last year, the testing with other healthcare institutions in Croatia started. So now Maggie is also applied in several healthcare centers in Zagreb.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ivana, thank you for taking time, and it's really a very useful tool.
Yeah, this is actually what was one of the biggest concerns, if patients are going to use it or not. But it turned out that they really like to converse with the bot. So it's not that they have the feeling that it's a real person behind, although it is actually a robot.
Okay, good, excellent. Thank you. Thank you. And now we move to another. Okay, now we are moving to Italy, to Trentino region. And I'd like to welcome Olivia Balagna. She's going to share her own presentation. It's called Trento Salute Plus.
Yes, thank you, Alenka. Hello. So hold on, I'm going to share my presentation. Hold on.
Good.
Yes. Just a second. Let me do it again.
I can try to use to share it, but you don't. Okay.
Okay.
Do I? You have it. It's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. Sorry.
Good. We see it.
So I'm Olivia Bellania. I work in the Trentino region of Italy. It's situated located in the northeast part of Italy. There I'm working in the Department of Health and Social Policies and the Innovation Research Office. So as our colleague from Croatia, I'm going to present an innovative project as well, which is also an application. So this application, we have developed it within our competence center on digital health that has been created in the Trentino region for about 7 years now. And it's in this competence center, we're working with different actors. So the Autonomous Province of Trento representing the policy actors, a research foundation called the Fondazione Bruno Kessler, and the Healthcare Trust of the Trentino region. These three actors are collaborating to develop research and innovation in the healthcare sector to accompany the organization and the local health services with the results of research in Trentino. So the project we have developed called Salute Più, and it means health più in Italian, and it has been developed within this local ecosystem. So here's Salute Più.
Can you stop fidgeting and come here and start working?
And so Salute Più put together different actors of the territory. So firstly, the users, then the associations, the local communities, which include schools, elderly center, young club that I will describe a little bit later, and then the companies, which are partners of Salute Più. So what does it work? So users can download an app on their cell phone where they can find some health goals or challenges that they can do for about a month, 4 weeks challenges to follow some healthy lifestyle challenges.
Is this what you do at school too?
And I can hear a voice. Can you mute yourself? Yes, super.
I have muted.
Yeah.
Hope it's okay now.
No, it's fine. And so you have to follow some challenges about healthy lifestyles. So you have to follow what the app tells you about eating more fruit or vegetable, doing some exercises. And the app also gives you some food diaries. And there's also there a virtual coach who helps you follow these challenges. You can also find some recipes given by the app to help you do better food food recipes at home. So here it looks like this. The app is like this with your food diaries and all the virtual coach who follows you. And within this app, you can, if you follow your challenges, your goals, you can win some social points. So these social points goes to directly to the association, the territory, and these association can win fundings given by the Autonomous Province of Trento if they have enough, where they receive enough social points given by the users. And with these fundings, association can do health promotion initiatives. So events about healthy lifestyles, exercise, sports club can do events about healthy lifestyles. And these are directed to citizens and the local community, and especially schools or elderly centers. And so within the local community, what do? They can, to include in the app, they can get together and they can co-create healthy routes about the territory with create treasure hunts. And so this goes directly. Yeah, you can see how it looks on the app, the different geocaching hunts that are already included. And so in last October, we have developed with elderly people in the territory 2 new healthy routes. And so you can see the 2 women following the app and doing the hunts and finding the cache in the territory in the past they're doing. And this, so the co-creation of these routes goes directly on the app, and they're directed for the citizens and in particularly for the elderly population. The last thing that can be found in the app is some discounts. If the citizens follow their health challenges, they can win some discounts. And these are given by the partner companies that are in the territories. The partner companies are especially shops who sell fruits and vegetables, but also gyms, pools, and all located in the Trentino territory. So this, the promotion of the healthy lifestyles in the territory favors a dialogue between the different subjects, the citizen, the association, the community, and the business partners. So our success factor that have been found within this project is the promotion of a healthy lifestyle, which creates an ecosystem who can trigger horizontal synergy among different stakeholders of the territory and reinforce vertical relation between the territory and the institution. This also creates a virtuous community that is attentive and committed to the promotion of health and healthy lifestyles, and which is for us the key for sound economic and social commitment on the territory. The lesson learned that we found is that for now is that Salute Più is an innovative and digital project which promotes a personal-centered holistic approach to healthy lifestyle and well-being for the citizen, and particularly for elderly people, which are engaged for a co-creation process to improve themselves and the community in which they live. And for us, this is the key to bring the public services closer to people. And so this is the end of my presentation about this app that we're gonna launch the new version in the next few months.
Thank you very much. Olivia, this was also very, very, we have seen a lot of different aspects, a lot of different experience. Can you stop sharing your screen?
Hold on.
Is it okay? I think you are sharing your screen.
I'm sharing my screen. No, I don't want it anymore.
Okay.
Yes, can you see?
You are viewing. Oh, I'm viewing someone else's screen. Okay. I will just take out. Yeah. I took out.
Okay.
I don't know what he's doing. Are we okay now? No, we are not. Okay, stop share. Okay. We are seeing somebody else's screen. I don't know how it happened. Gospod Ripic, lahko date screen sharing stran? Okay. Anyway, it was inspiring to hear all of the different aspects of how people are helping the innovation. We got some good advice, especially from Case, I think, that we should have doctors on board. It is very good advice. And it is very good that all the participants, all the speakers kept their time. Really appreciate it. I got some thank you notes in chat because people who were attending the seminar, this workshop, were pleased that the presentations were short and precise. So also in the future, if we are doing something like that, some new meetings, we are going to be short, because we know that time is very precious right now. And I hope that we were able to stimulate some participants to come in contact with the others. They can get into contact through us, or also through website from Innovation for Active Healthy Aging platform. And now I would kindly ask you to come forward if you have any questions, or if you want to discuss something. Please, the floor is open. We still have some time, and we were very efficient. And I'd like to thank again all the speakers who took their time to prepare, and they were very patient with my fighting with the slides. I finally kind of learned how to do it, but now somebody else jumped in, but it's okay now, I think, with the presentations. So are there any questions? Are there any suggestions or any requests from the audience side? No. If not, then I would kindly ask you, I would have another request, if possible, to the people who were present. We would like to send a very short questionnaire, since you know that the findings from this workshop and from the other workshops are going to be sent as recommendations to European Commission. And since there were some problems today with the, we had some problems with the link in the beginning. I think that we should also send you a short questionnaire, and then I would kindly ask you to give us the response and help us building a better database and a better responses and recommendations. I see we have.
Alenka, I think we have.
There is a
chat.
question, yes,
Yeah,
but
yes.
I don't see it. I cannot see it. Monica, lahti kaj rečeš?
Yes, we have a question.
I don't see it.
I will read it. A question for all the speakers from Diane Whitehouse. Given you are all at very different stages of scale up, how much would you gather health data from real life patients? This is in future European health data space be of use to you as your device equipment mature?
I would like to answer from our side, from Mavis, Iași, Romania. For us will be essential to have access to this kind of data. We also have the infrastructure for cloud, a cloud that we have developed here in informatic infrastructure to gather the data from patients locally from our region, and we want to share with other institutions across the Europe this data in order to have a global image of health in the Europe, and for different markets, what is needed, what are the problems. And yes, we want to put this as a service for innovators that want to develop products and services to have a clear picture, because if you don't know what is the situation, I think you may develop something that is not that useful. So yes, for us it's crucial to have this kind of access to data. Thank you, Diane.
Yeah, it's very crucial. I think we're okay, Diane, please. You raised your hand. You want to put a question?
Hi, everybody. Thank you very much. I would just say to Alessandro for having answered face-to-face my question. Thank you, Alessandro. And certainly I can imagine that having access to real-life data, both primary data and secondary data, in a larger scale would be of use to many of the people participating today. Particularly with regard to those couple of people working on apps, and I'm thinking here of Olivia and Ivana has probably left us. I will be in contact with you both directly, because certainly at the end of August, we're organizing a final conference of a mobile app initiative, and it's certainly something where I think it would be great to hear from you and others. Thank you both, Olivia and Ivana in particular. Thanks to everybody, by the way. Well worth sitting in and seeing this matchmaking and information sharing from everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane.
Sorry, Olivia speaking. Yes, for sure. We should get in touch. If you'd like, I'm going to put my email on the chat. Okay.
Or I can connect you, no problem.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, gladly to do that. I mean, and the whole Europe is trying to share data, and there's some problems running around, some problems projects running. Sapphire has just finished now. I think this was a project with sharing personalized medicine, trying to push personal medicine also in the more remote parts of Europe. I think we met there with Olivia in Brussels when we had the final event, and one of the projects which is running there is also run by VIB. We had a similar project in Slovenia, mobile health evolution or revolution, however you look at it. And I think it is really time that we would join forces and move personal data across borders, because only with this, with such joining data or transferring data, everybody can benefit a lot, especially with AI. And but I was really intrigued by all the innovation which you have presented. Anupama, you have the word, Dr. Anupama Haq.
First of all, it is amazing to see you again after such a long time, Alenka. Very happy to see you.
Good to see you too. Or to hear you.
So all of you, actually, it's very nice to reconnect. And I just wanted to point out to Diane that the organization that I work with, Caring in Vienna, Austria, we also have an app that can be used on smartphone or tab. And this is, we have been using this, we developed it in-house, and we have been using it from 2011 till now. So very long years of proven and tested technology for remote monitoring. It is possible to collect data 24/7, and we use it for all our elderly patients. And the family has an interface, they can put in data, and we have an interface, we can put in data and also check how the patient is doing every day. So if Diane, if you're interested, I will be very happy to tell you about it more. Thank you.
Many thanks to everybody who's come back to me. Really appreciate it, and I'll certainly be in contact, whether directly through Alenka or direct. Thank you.
I'd like to. Okay, Case, you have also
Yeah,
Raise a hand.
Yeah, I raised a hand because the interesting thing is I don't run an app. I'm very impressed with the creativity that I've seen today on those people working along those directions. That's very nice. But I think the sort of health data that we will acquire is interesting because what we find is really a flurry of particles in our synovial fluids. Running from plastics to minerals and my guess is this would have to do with lifestyle, with working conditions, with working next to or living next to a freeway, yes or no, things like that. And I don't know what to do with this data, but it would be marvelous if we could sort of generate correlations between what we find and the living conditions of people wherever they are. Yeah? So this kind of correlations will tell us whether that certain data that we measure well, are due to certain living conditions that we encounter. And once we know that there is such a correlation, of course, we have to find for more robust relationships, but then you can also address thinking about how to avoid those problems. So I think this European health data kind of thinking would be very generally applicable.
Right, very much agree. Very much agree, because they have found some plastic, small plastic nanoparticles. I can for sure connect you with one of the professors at our Biotechnical University in Ljubljana faculty. Mm-hmm. They are dealing with nano safety. And also in Slovenia Innovation Hub, we established a platform where companies and research institutions can be connected and they could get some advice regarding nano safety. And this is one of the parts which you are addressing.
Yeah.
And we are not aware of it. Yeah. Okay, we'll do that. Definitely. Great. I'm glad that you came up with the questions and a good discussion. And I'm sure we can do even more in the future. So this is the beginning, I'd say. Not the end. The project will end of this year. But I think it is stimulating some future collaborations. And it's good that we know what all is going on. I have to admit that 2 years ago, I would not use an app. I said, the phone will not tell me what to do or that I should drink water or that I should go for a walk. But now I'm using the application because I just forget. And you become used to it. So it is of help, really. So keep on the good work. And if there is no other comment, I would really like to thank you cordially. We also finished in time. So this is perfect, and we should be exact and punctuate also in the future. And I'm sure that we can do some work together. I'm very much convinced. Thank you everyone for your questions, for your attendance, and especially to the speakers. You were great.
Thank you, Alenka.
Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.